Welcome back to the Assembly Hall on the campus of the University of Illinois in Champaign as the Illinois High School Association presents the 21st Annual Class A Boys Basketball Championship Game. And hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Passion. We're ready to go with this one as we come to the end of the 100th anniversary of the invention of the game of basketball and also the end of the 85th year of basketball on the high school level here in Illinois. And so now it's time to set up the crown jewel of the Class A basketball tournament. The visitors of today's championship game will be the Falcons of Findlay, the smallest school ever to get this far in a high school basketball championship in the history of Illinois. They've only lost 2 games for Coach Mike Reynolds and out of the Meridian Conference. An agricultural community located in the heart of Lake Shelbyville, Findlay celebrates the Walleye Festival in the summer and the Festival of Lights at Eagle Creek State Park in the winter. One of the most notable buildings in Findlay is the Arches, named for its unique design. Findlay High School needed help, and they got it from a former chancellor of the University of Illinois, John Cribbs, and they are going to get a lot of help from the kids here playing for the school today. Now, against the host school in this game here tonight are the Pioneers of Normal University High School in Central Illinois. The Pioneers have coached Cal Hubbard 29-3 this year out of the Corn Belt Conference, and they too have a lot of history in Central Illinois. Bloomington Normal is the home of the University High School Pioneers, which is a community of 100,000, and they have seen quite a bit of growth in recent years. It is also the home of Illinois State University, as well as Redburn Arena, host of the Girls State Basketball Championship. U-High was also the high school for former Illinois Governor and Vice President and presidential nominee Adlai Stevenson. So a lot of history behind both schools. Tonight, they'll try and add to that chapter of history. It's Findlay against Normal U-High in the boys Class A Basketball Championship here from America's original March Madness. And to set the table for tonight's banquet, let's send it over to center court to Greg Sterick and Jim Albrecht.
Thank you very much, Joe. The moment has arrived. The mountaintop is within sight. And for one of these two teams, a mountain of a young man has led the way down here in Champaign. His name is Eric Smith. You won't forget him.
Well, he is a big body on the inside. Eric Smith had a tremendous game this afternoon, 32 points and 16 rebounds. And, you know, you're looking their numbers, and they like to go him inside. He's one of the dynamic duo. He plays with Stivers on the inside, and that's a nice turnaround jumper. He has that nice post-up jumper on the inside.
The Falcons coach is Mike Reynolds. He chatted with Joe Passion right before this championship game.
Well, Mike, the big question everyone's looking for in this championship game is the inside battle. Do you see where that's the battle that's won and lost in this game?
Well, it should be. You know, they've got the size to combat our kids, so it should be interesting. They shoot a lot of perimeter shots, but yeah, the size will definitely, you know, have an effect on our game.
Normal U-High has 2 coaches, one on the bench in Cal Hubbard, another one on the floor in Neil Hubbard. This is a team with balance, but Neil guides the way.
Well, Neil Hubbard, he's the floor leader out on the floor, the coach on the floor, as you called it, Jim, and he's had an outstanding tournament, had 19 points in their semifinal win this afternoon. A good kick right there by Fitzgerald. Look at Hubbard, quick on the baseline. He can hurt you from the outside. Very acrobatic play, and what a finish that was in the shot. Neil Hubbard with a nice basket there, and he is the floor leader for Normal U-High.
Well, we know how the son feels right now. He's pretty excited. Let's find out how the dad feels now with Joe Passion courtside.
Cal, of course, the question a lot of people are worrying, the inside game is a big plus for both teams here, but your perimeter game might be stronger.
Well, we think Findlay's got an excellent inside game. We definitely have to control it. I don't know that we can stop it, but we definitely have to make them work hard for what they get.
And now it's time to take a look at our keys of the game, brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. And by the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin. Run it down, Greg.
Well, for Findlay, they've got to handle a pressure defense, up-tempo, physical stamina. That's a key for both ball clubs. For Normal U-High, contain the dynamic duo inside and also control the tempo of the ball game. They'd like for it to be a low-scoring game.
The kids are up, the coaches are up, we're up, you get up. One of the network sponsors, the Toyota Dealers of Illinois. Here's public address announcer Steve Adams with tonight's starting championship lineups.
Tonight's championship game featuring the Falcons of Findlay High School, entering this game with a record of 30-2, and the Pioneers of University High School of Normal, entering this game with a record of 29-3. At forward for Findlay, a 6'7" senior, number 30, Clayton Stivers. At forward for U-High, a 6'5" senior, number 33, Neil Hubbard. At the other forward for Findlay, a 6'2" senior, number 22, Joey Howell. And at the other forward for U-High, a 6'5" senior, number 35, John Handy. At center for the Falcons, a 6'7" senior, 42, Eric Smith. And at center for the Pioneers, a 6'8" junior, number 53, Pete Vaughn. At one of the guards for Findlay, a 6' senior, number 24, Tony Sparks. At guard for U-High, a 6'3" senior, number 21, Dan Katarba. At the other guard for the Falcons, a 5'10" senior, number 12, Jim Allen. At the other guard for U-High, a 6'1" senior, number 13, Brady Knight. And now let's meet the coaches. First for Findlay, assistant coach Brett Cheney, and the head coach in his 12th season, Mike Reynolds. And for U-High, assistant coaches Selby Hubbard, Lester Hampton, Glenn Leary, and Dave Miser. And the head coach in his 3rd season is Cal Hubbard. And now introducing the officials for the state championship game.
The ultimate test in Class A is coming up after this from one of your network sponsors, DuPont Herbicides. Clayton Stivers will jump it up with Pete Vaughn. And we will be underway, and there will be no turning back. Any mistake will be a mistake, and any basket will count for a state championship.
Stivers stayed with it nicely, and Findlay wins the tip.
We'll set the lineups for you if you have not seen much of this tournament, but we hope you have. That is Joey Howell, and that is a 3.
Good start by Findlay, knocking down an outside shot. I think they've got to hit that perimeter shot, Jim, because U-High is going to give them a lot of 1-2-2 zone defense.
Up top with the basketball is the coach's son, Hubbard. Look at that pass. Vaughn wasn't ready for it. It was a little bit too high.
Well, it was a good look, though, on the play. Hubbard with a nice little hook pass down low. Vaughn just wasn't ready to receive the pass. It was a good look by Hubbard.
That's got to be Coach Cal Hubbard's lucky sweater, because it's worked so far every game down here. With the basketball, Jim Allen. He wears number 12. That is Tony Sparks, 24. They'll try to work it down on the blocks to that man, Eric Smith. That won't go. Rebound comes down to Hubbard. Hubbard averages 4 rebounds a ball game. He does a little bit of everything, like the whole team does. Knight fed it off. It got away for a moment. Hubbard, good head fake, but the feet were not working with the head. Let's take a look at the matchups, Greg.
Yeah, look at the matchup there. Sparks the assignment on Hubbard. Vaughn the assignment on Smith. When you look down through there, Handy to check Stivers. That's the real key matchups. U-High, a very balanced basketball team, along with Findlay. This is teams that they've got their superstars, but they've also got their balance.
And of course, Normal U-High likes to force you into corners with that 1-2-2 ball press at midcourt. So far, Findlay's been able to nonchalantly get by it. How, again, that's going to be way off the mark. And with the rebound is Dan Katarba. If you know anything at all about normal U-High basketball, you know the name Katarba. He's had 3 brothers play there before him. 16 straight years now Katarba has been playing basketball at U-High. Down low they go. Knight feeds it over to Katarba as they go to the free throw line.
Well, they're so unselfish handling the basketball. U-High always gets the basketball in the hands of the open man.
Speaking of balance, Katarba averages 8.5, Knight 9, Vaughn 6, Hubbard 12, Andy 9.
Now, see the look right there by Knight inside. Katarba there tries to finish the play, but he was fouled on the play, and Katarba goes to the line. On the year, about 65% in the stripe.
And you will also see number 45 come in for U-High, Bob Fitzgerald. Oh, any moment now, he's their 3-point ace. He averages over 8 points a ball game. So the ultimate balance, a coach's dream.
And Fitzgerald likes his role, likes to come in off the bench, and he gives them that lift offensively.
Pioneers yet to get on the board, but they will maintain possession of the basketball.
Nice tip out that time by Handy.
Hubbard, that's going to be off the mark.
See, he wasn't set to shoot. You know, he wasn't ready to shoot the basketball on that play.
Sparks open for a moment, gets it into Smith, who kicks it right back out. Clayton Stivers on one block, Smith on the other. Howell from outside. And Allen recovers.
So UI doing a good job taking Stivers and also Smith out of the offensive set. They're in that tough zone defense, but they're collapsing back on Stivers and also Smith.
Allen can hit that shot.
And that's the way to open up the inside game. Knock down some shots from the outside. That was just a 2, but a quick start by Findlay. They're up 6-0.
Here's Vaughn's first attempt of the night. Not there. Underneath is Handy, and he is fouled on the way up. I think they'll call that a foul before the shot. Let's see.
Down to 2 field goals by Findlay. They were both 3s. Let me correct myself. I thought Allen's was only a 2, but the shot by Allen, it was a 3. So the 2 field goals by Findlay, both of them 3s.
Uh-oh, Vaughn's loose underneath, and they are on the board. The Pioneers have a deuce. They trail 6-2 early.
I think it's important, too, to get Vaughn involved in your offense.
Allen has been steel out there on the point. That pass got away from Eric Smith. Eric looked at Tony Sparks, the man who delivered, and said, I probably should have had it.
Yeah, they didn't really create any kind of a passing angle there. You know, he needed to take the ball down maybe with one more dribble, then deliver the ball inside. When you've got a player like Smith, keep it up high to him. Don't give him that bounce pass.
Vaughn head fake. Good. And he will go to the free throw line as well. Well, they're going to call a foul underneath the basket, away from the shot. The count will stay on the board for Vaughn, who has all 4 points. But a personal foul against normal U-High. We've got a TV timeout, and things are starting to cook with Findlay leading U-High 6-4. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Well, when you look there at the team comparison, you see that U-High's got the edge in field goals and free throws, and also in quickness. All the other areas go the way of Findlay.
Action has resumed on the Assembly Hall floor, and a turnover for Findlay. U-High going for the tie. That one will not be there by Knight, but the foul won't be there either, and the rebound belongs to Clayton Stivers. Well, Knight did a good job following his miss, but he couldn't get it nailed down. Along the baseline is Sparks. Hubbard with the ball.
Does Findlay look a little bit tired to you?
Well, again, now you have to remember, they played the last game yesterday. They played the last game in the afternoon session. Long jumper by Handy. Ball headed out of bounds, and Findlay had 2 men there in the form of Howell and Sparks, and they went out of bounds. Now, the last Class A school to emerge from the 4th quarter final game on Friday to win the state title, New Lenox Providence, a long time ago, 1979. That's how it wears on you. Vaughn, nice look, and Brady Knight gets it to Vaughn. Was that John Handy? Check that. John Handy with the bucket, and we are at 6s. Stivers, that won't even make it to the hole. And Handy with the rebound.
Yeah, I think Findlay, you know, the first thing to to go as you're late. And right now they look a little fatigued. They need something good to happen to them. You know, they need a good play. They need to get Smith involved and Stivers involved on the offensive end. Those players need to get involved.
Hubbard with the offensive charge. You could see it coming because exceptional defense from Stivers, who did a great job this afternoon on Joe Johnson from Benton. And that time he got right in front of him, and when Hubbard looked up, he said, "Oh my goodness, there's something in my way."
Yeah, that's just good D. Didn't buy the fake. He was set, and Hubbard leaned in right there. Good defensive effort that time by Stivers. Both these ball clubs, though, you know, they play good defense. And that, you know, good defense, what's it do? It gets you into the championship game. Defense wins championships.
Well, both these teams are, as we duly noted at the outset, very well balanced in all phases of the game, and that's what makes this matchup so interesting. Allen is double teamed in the corner. He wants to get out of there, but he won't do it. 4 Pioneers on the floor, and finally coming up with it is Vaughn. Allen was lost. He was surrounded. Normal U. Trying to break the tie. Hubbard. Yes.
Yeah, Hubbard read the defense perfectly. The defense jumped out for the steal. Hubbard slipped behind. Pass was delivered. Hubbard knocked down the J.
Well, that's 8 points in a row by my count, by Normal U High. 8-0 run. Howe gets it down low. Smith double team, kicks it out. Man, that kid can shoot. Jimmy Allen.
Yeah, good kick out though. Good kick out by Smith. The defense just collapsed inside on him. 3 people on him and kicked it out. Bottom of the net for Allen.
And the great thing about this tournament is some people rise to the occasion. Allen came in here shooting 45%, which is respectable, but I bet he's shooting much better than that in these 4 games. Hubbard spins and travels. He doesn't like the call at all.
Good look at Neal's father, the coach, Cal Hubbard, his 3rd year at as the coach at U High.
2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. And it's to Findlay's advantage to kind of slow it down, to get their physicalness back. Oh, what a shot by Stivers. I don't know if he called the glass, but it went that way.
That's a tough shot by Stivers. You know, he's a good player. He's going to make a good college player also.
11-8 our score. The Falcons of Findlay with that advantage. Handy goes down low. They'll just rework it. No, they get it inside nicely. But Handy couldn't get the shot off before he was fouled by Tony Sparks.
You high players move so well without the basketball. They keep the floor spread. That gives you a little room to operate. Handy was really working hard on the inside. And Sparks picked up the personal foul.
Saw a shot there of Mike Reynolds, the coach at Findlay, who's been at this 12 years at this school, and last year's super sectional loss. Oh, nice pass to Knight over across to Vaughn.
Vaughn's strong move inside too. Really took it right at Smith. Vaughn's off to a real good start. Vaughn with 6 points.
And Vaughn also just told Stivers that he's in town. I'm here. I'm staying at the Lagoon stop.
I've been here the whole weekend. Good block. Well, good camera work too, and able to get that block without a foul.
On the block is Smith, bothered a bit, and it won't go. He had to change his shot.
Because the defense, once again, was so tough, it collapsed back. A good quick look up the floor to Vaughn.
Whoa. And Smith made sure he didn't get rid of it. Vaughn will get up and not even look at Eric Smith. I'm not your friend tonight, not until this thing's over. You'll see the nice pass up ahead by Katarba.
Look how well though Vaughn runs the floor right there. You know, Smith buys the fake, and boy, goes down hard. And they say he wasn't shooting the basketball. They got him before the shot.
In the middle it goes. Knight will not get the roll. Smith will be fouled from behind or in front. They say Katarba, the man in front, got him. And if you were with us at all in the Benton-Findlay game, you don't want to put Eric Smith at the free throw line because he seems to have his Assembly Hall touch.
Yeah, I think it's important for Findlay right here to get some offense going on the inside. You know, I thought Findlay was going to be the ball club, got all their points on the inside, but there you have to mark with any points down low in the paint. And when you look at U-High, 8 of their points have come down low in the paint area.
James Abel has checked in, as has Bob Fitzgerald for Coach Cal Hubbard. Cal Hubbard said before this game, my team respects everybody. They fear nobody.
I see U-High. Watch that zone work.
I don't think it's going to work that time. Smith will get the bucket. We've got a foul underneath against Clayton Stivers for pushing out, trying to get position.
Well, that zone had been so effective, but then a good ball movement set that up. And then Smith was able to flash. Watch him flash right there. Finds the seam right there. Good look to Smith on the inside. And then at the end of that, you saw that little push by Stivers. And Stivers playing with now with 1 personal foul. Sparks with 2. And Smith has 1, along with Howell with 1. So Findlay starting to ring up that foul board a little bit.
That's right, and that will be critical because they are not deep on the bench. Findlay leads by 3, and the Pioneers of Normal U High will just wait for 1 shot. Many times, that is Neil Hubbard's job. This time, it will be Fitzgerald's job if he can get rid of it. Nice pass, back to Knight. Brady Knight gets it to fall, and that's the way the first quarter of the championship game comes to an end. On a high note, Findlay leads it by 1. One of your network sponsors, the Toyota Dealers of Illinois. As we told you before, Findlay would be the smallest school in Illinois history to win a state title. A few small ones have tried, but not climbed the top.
When you look at Normal U High, last state title for Twin Cities was Bloomington High School in 1916, lost 6 super sectionals. And that's what they're playing for tonight. That's the big one. That's the trophy. That's what these 2 ball clubs are playing for. State champions in Class A, state of Illinois.
And whether the youngsters know it or not, they're playing for the ultimate memory. Hebron, for your information, the smallest school to ever win a state title with 99 students. That occurred back in 1952. Greg Sterick was knee-high to a free throw back then. Fitzgerald will put it up.
Change for Findlay on the defensive end. They opened the ball game with some man-to-man. Now they're into zone defense too. And, you know, the ball game, though, I think tempo-wise is to the liking of U High. I think they wanted this to be a low-scoring basketball game. Findlay's explosive. They averaged 79 points per ball game. They scored 83 in the game this afternoon.
Good steal by Allen. He wants that shot. He won't get what he wants this time. Rebound, though, Sparks. Turnaround blocked by Vaughn, and it'll go out of bounds. I was about to say that Fitzgerald will put it up from anywhere outside the arc. He's a very interesting young man, though, because he watches the movie Hoosiers or listens to the soundtrack inbound to Stivers. No, before every game that U High plays, Fitzgerald does the Hoosier thing, man.
Yeah, we missed a shot there. We're taking a look at a highlight there, a replay of the shot going up by Allen from the outside, and the shot didn't fall.
While we were gone, Stivers, as I said, missed from the inside. Hubbard for 3. Will he get the bounce? No. Tipped around. Vaughn and Smith are after it, and out of there comes Tony Sparks. One-point ball game. The team with the basketball has the advantage right now. Howell, who shoots a rainbow jumper, can't get it over Vaughn. Stivers, tough shot.
Good work that time by Stivers. Good work by Stivers. Vaughn, a good defensive play with a block. Extra effort, picks up a loose ball, spins to the glass, and gets the 2-pointer. Findlay back on top by 3 at 15-12.
I think somebody must have challenged Vaughn, either his coach or himself, because there's so much being said about the 2 big men for Findlay. He's probably saying, hey, what about me?
Well, Vaughn only had 4 points and 3 rebounds in the ball game this afternoon.
Fitzgerald kicks it back out. This is Hubbard. That is not there, as you can see, and the rebound comes down, though, in the hands of Abel. And they'll restart it. They call a foul on Jim Allen for grabbing Fitzgerald on the drive. The third place trophy is in the hands of Benton right now, and of course fourth place Augusta Southeastern. They came in here rated number 1, but they lost 2 on the final day. Fitzgerald not there. Vaughn got away with maybe a foul, and look at that block by Stivers. Stivers across the way to Allen. They're running, no advantage. Oh, they get it to Smith, over to Sparks. Yeah.
Oh, good ball movement that time. Looked like Smith had the jumper, dropped down. Sparks, a good job running the floor, filling the lane. If he doesn't fill that lane, he's not there.
It looked like they didn't have an advantage, and then, whoa, here comes the big guy, Eric Smith, filling the middle.
And he showed you get past the basketball. Good distribution of the basketball out of Findlay.
Findlay with a 5-point lead. They started off with a 6-0 lead. Compliments of 2 trays. Pass gets away. Allen has it. Here come the Falcons. 5 minutes remaining here in the first half of the Class A state championship game. The more I see Sparks play, the more I like him. Allen, that's not going to be there.
Well, Knight got a piece of it, I think. Knight may have got a piece of it when the shot went up from outside by Allen.
If he didn't, he certainly changed things. We have a timeout on the floor. One of your network sponsors is milk. It does a body good. Now they say, no, we're going to shoot this first before we call the timeout, so we'll go down the other way. But believe me, milk still does body good. I wasn't kidding about that.
I think it's key also here that Sparks is going to have to check out. Sparks picked up his third personal foul. Findlay, really not that deep. But they don't use a lot of people.
They certainly do not. And in the ball game, Jeremy Chaney. Sparks works so well down low. I mean, he's the kind of player that, he's just 6 feet even. But he plays a lot taller than that.
But he's also a good rebounder, too. He also really goes to the glass hard.
You heard the result of Hubbard's 2 free throws, and now we'll take a break from the Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is Milk. It does a body good, and the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
When you look at the threes, Findlay 3 of 6, U-High 0 of 5.
Great pass to Smith, and he'll get this one.
Smith stayed with it very, very nicely inside.
He extends so well, goes up for the ball, and he never, ever brings it back down.
U-High's having some problems attacking his own defense at Findlay. They were much better on the offensive end against their man-to-man.
Knight looks. Hubbard.
They play Stivers out there at the top of that zone. He's a big guy out there. He's tough to shoot over. He's at 6'7". Then they let Smith roam down low. He's a big body too at 6'7", 230. That's what makes that zone so effective. It's a 2-3 zone.
Of course, if you do get it past Stivers, Smith is waiting for you. Katarba kicked it right back out. Nice pass. Knight with the left hand. Brady Knight spins and deals.
Oh, sweet, sweet play. Hubbard with the pass. Knight with the deuce.
A little problem with the trap here, but they get out of it. Jim Allen. Kind of an unusual circumstance. The way we understand the story is that he moved up from Western Kentucky, and the IHSA has said it is okay for him to play basketball, obviously, but under the agreement he has to work and pay some sort of rent where he is living. And according to his coach Mike Reynolds, I didn't go to the meeting. How all that was decided, I don't know. I'm just glad he's here.
And he is a very integral part of this basketball team.
Stivers.
Light
with
me
the
up.
3.
Yeah, light one up. Dial one up. Stivers with the 3.
Hubbard, can he counter? Yes, he can.
Big basket right there. U-High really needed a hoop there. U-High now back to within 3 as Hubbard enters a 3 by Stivers. 22 for Findlay, 19 for U-High.
Chaney passes it into Eric Smith, and we'll have a whistle and a foul. From the way that Brady Knight is reacting, I assume it is on him. Yes, it is. Number 13 for Normal U-High, which is a lab school for you folks at home who are wondering what a lab school is. I had to ask that question. The teachers from the university, the students from the university at Illinois State come over and teach at the high school. So that is what a lab school is. I know you're thinking lab like dogs, right? No way, no way.
I didn't know. I'm glad you told me. I really didn't know.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Jeremy Chaney, you see a good shot of him there. Senior at 5'10", one of the few Falcons to come off the bench. Oh, bad pass, inbounding. That was Jason Tucker inbounding, and he just didn't see.
Nice steal by Handy. Real nice steal by Handy.
He didn't see John there. A 3 would tie this championship game up. In the middle, down low, Vaughn. Will he get it? No. Rebound Stivers. Didn't miss by much, but it doesn't have to in this game. Stivers spinning up top. and rejected by Vaughn, but Smith is there, head faking, putting it up no. Stivers and Normal U-High fight for it, and it will be a jump ball situation. The arrow pointing Findlay's way.
Well, both ball clubs really working hard to play inside, very, very aggressive, and the officials are letting them play a little bit on the inside.
That's his shot. Not there. Smith back. No. Vaughn clears it out of there. Boy, you won't see him miss that shot too many times.
No, really, just didn't get it up high enough on the glass.
We're under the 2-minute mark in the first half.
Smith is 2 of 7 from the floor.
Fitzgerald hasn't been able to get a 3 in yet this half. Against Sherrard in the quarterfinal game, there's a try. He's not buying it. In that Sherrard game, Normal had trouble getting it inside as well at halftime. Cal Hubbard said, hey, let's stop falling in love with this three-point thing. Let's get it inside again. Easier said than done against this Findlay Falcon club, though. Allen tipped around, and it'll come down in the hands of Vaughn.
Well, defense for U-High once again tough. Able to take Smith out of the offensive set.
Handy look for Vaughn. Couldn't quite feed it in there to him. Handy is open. Here comes Allen. No advantage, so he'll wait. Stivers calling for the ball down in the corner.
They need a little more movement on the offensive end. Get some good ball movement. Let Smith work inside. Let him be able to flash a post, and then let Stivers pop out and maybe hit the 3.
Like that. Stivers now with 10 in the game. He's the first man in double digits, and his team leads by 6. As Normal U-High will just sit on this one in the final 20 seconds. This afternoon in the semifinal game, they did this at the half, and Neil Hubbard drove and banked it home. See if we have a little deja vu here. It's a little bit different when Stivers is on you. Handy, no. Rebound fought for nicely by Katarba, but he threw it away. No time left to take the shot for Stivers, and we have played one half of the championship game. Advantage Findlay, 25-19, as Cal Hubbard looks up at the scoreboard. And this afternoon, Cal went back to his hotel room, of course, got the kids fed. Said, I tried to lay down, but my eyes just stayed open for an hour. I was prone, but my eyes were open. Okay, let us check the thoughts of Mike Reynolds from Findlay with Joe Passion. Joe?
All right, thanks very much, fellas. Mike, give us a little bit of insight of what you're going to be talking about here at the half.
Well, we're going to have to adjust a little bit on offense. They're patient on defense, which I knew they would be, on their offense. So we're just going to have to try to get a little more penetration on offense, I think.
Things are going, though, relatively the way you'd like them to this first half?
We've got a lead, so yeah, that's all right.
All right, Coach, go get them the second half. Thanks very much, Mike, and we'll send it back over to our announcers at center court, to Greg and Jim.
That's what I love about high school, Coach. Sometimes they just keep it simple. Hey, well, we're leading. That's okay.
The game's supposed to be simple.
That's right. One of your network sponsors is American Airlines and American Eagle. Well, the road to Champaign started a long, long time ago. It starts when you're 5 or 6 years old. As a matter of fact, you want to go all the way that far back. But these two teams have gotten here, Findlay and Normal U-High, and it's a long way from being over. But as you noted, in the first half, Pioneers are having trouble getting it inside. They don't live solely from the outside. They've got to change that.
Well, I think UI has to make some adjustments on the offensive end. They've got to get some good things happening on the inside. They were able to put up some threes from the outside. Neil Hubbard had 7 points in the first half, but really it was the game. It was a low-scoring affair, and I think that's to the liking of UI. But they got to make some changes on the offensive end. Someone's got to generate some inside offense. Vaughn was involved early, but then they couldn't find him in the second quarter. And if you're Findlay, you got to feel pretty good. You got a 6-point lead. I thought Stivers was outstanding in the first half. He really went to work on the offensive end. Stivers gets 10 points. Findlay, they look to have a much more of a high-scoring ball game, but I think they're happy right now.
Yeah.
They've got a 6-point advantage.
In the first 5 games of the tournament, counting the super sectional, U High had given but 44 points a game. So they're used to that kind of good defense, good pace. They can play both, but they'd rather keep it in the low 40s and in the 50s. And right now, that may be the case, but still you got to come out on top. We're going to return to the Assembly Hall. We have some trophy presentations for 3rd and 4th place, and a whole lot more. We'll return after these local messages.
Assistant coach, James Weisgood. Assistant coach, Todd Fox. Assistant coach, Keith Eggers. And now let's meet the players. Number 10, Corey Winters. Number 12, Jeff Clement. Number 14, Brandon Bartlow. Number 20, Scott Wagner. Number 22, John Sauter.
Back down here on the floor of Assembly Hall, and let's now go down to the PA announcer, Steve Adams, to listen in and look at the 3rd and 4th place finishers receive their medallions and their team trophy.
32, Jason Hippenson. Number 34, Theron Dykeman. Number 40, Randy Long. Number 42, Nolan Wardick. Number 44, Jason Soros. Number 50, Brian Hamilton. Number 52, Lance Robertson. Number 54, Aaron Bartlow. And the manager of the team, Chad Pasley. Those are the sons of Southeastern High School of Augusta. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting medallions to the squad members of the 3rd place team will be Mr. Leroy Newton of Carterville High School in Carterville, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board, and Mr. Ed Roberts of Oak Forest High School in Oak Forest, who serves the IHSA as secretary of the board. At this time, let's meet the Rangers of Benton High School, who finished the season in 3rd place with a record of 26-7. Here is the principal of Benton High School, Mr. Gary Messersmith. The head coach, Rod Schertz. Assistant coach, Don Webb. Assistant coach, Jeff Roper. Assistant coach, Jeff Johnston. Team assistant, Marlon Powinski. And now here are the players. Number 21, Brian Drew. Number 22, Ben Rice. Number 32, Shane Smith. Number 33, Doug Payne. Number 43, Kevin Elko. Number 44, Travis Diefenbach. Number 50, Toby Korn. Number 51, Matt Herman. Number 53, Bryce Carney. Number 11, Brian Kern. Number 14, Jason Tate. Number 23, Chad Fusen. Number 24, JoJo Johnson. Number 52, Brian Holman. And number 54, Travis Caves. Those are the Rangers of Benton High School. And now for the trophy presentations. Presenting the fourth place trophy will be Mr. Stinson. Will Coach Mike Frey and the captains of Southeastern High School please step forward to receive the fourth place trophy. And congratulations to the sons of Southeastern High School of Augusta. This year's fourth place finisher in Class A. And now presenting the third place trophy will be Mr. Newton. Will Coach Rod Schertz and the captains of Benton High School please step forward to receive the third place trophy. And Mr. Newton, if you please. Congratulations to Benton High School, the third place finisher in this year's Class A state tournament. This announcement for Benton fans. Attention, Benton fans, the team will arrive in Benton tomorrow at approximately 1 p.m.
We will be back with more from Assembly Hall. We're at halftime of our Class A Boys Championship game. The Falcons leading at the break by 6.
And welcome back to Assembly Hall. 25-19 is our count, as you can easily see. But first, we're going to send you back in time just a bit, not all that far back, but back to the first half where some people were doing what they do best, and that is play basketball in a state championship game. And if you look at Findlay, they got off on the right foot without their big men. They got off on the foot of the little guy.
Yeah, they got off to a great start in the ball game, and they got it done with some good outside shooting from three-point range. And that time Allen knocks down a nice three-pointer from long range.
Of course, Stivers is headed to Northern Illinois, and you'll be seeing this in years to come at Northern.
Yeah, he's got all the tools. He's a good standstill shooter. That time he hits a nice a runner, a nice jumper off the glass.
One thing that Normal U High does very well is interior passing.
Well, look at Fitzgerald. He creates it right there, slips it to Knight. Knight, a nice little running layup in the lane.
Tony Sparks was in foul trouble in the first half, but before he left with 3. Well, that's Brady again. That's Brady with another lefty. I guess Mr. Sparks got left off the highlight reel. I'm not going to tell his mom. Hubbard from the corner.
Yeah, Hubbard didn't get left out. There was a nice three-pointer that time by Neil Hubbard.
Let's check these halftime statistics right here during the championship game. They're brought to you, of course, by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case, and look at that shooting percentage for U High.
Well, they're 8 of 22 at 36%, 38% for Findlay. 3-point field goals. Findlay was 5 of 10 free throws, rebounds, even turnovers, 4 for Findlay and 5 for U High.
Cal Hubbard is back on the court. Joe Passion has him cornered.
All right, thanks very much, Jim. And Cal, give us a little bit of an idea what you talked about in the locker room.
Well, we were very upset that we didn't do a better job of moving the ball and flashing open areas offensively. Defensively, we're not covering the shooters, and we're too concerned with the big kids inside. So we got to adjust ourselves a little bit better defensively and offensively.
We'll get him, Coach. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
All right, Cal Hubbard, and we'll send it back over to center court to Greg Sterick and Jim Albrecht.
What Cal is saying is don't be intimidated. This is your time. We'll return after these local messages. The second half is just underway here at the Assembly Hall. Normal U High inbounding, trailing by 6. Let's see if they flash across the middle. They did that time, but Katarba walked with the basketball. Brady Knight had it perfectly.
Well, U High definitely needs to make some adjustments here in the third quarter, or the final half of basketball. What is this, high school basketball? How about the third quarter? That's where they need to start making that adjustment, where they need to get it done offensively. You got to keep the floor spread a little bit better. You need to give your players a little room to operate on the half court.
Same starting 5 for Findlay. Jim Allen, Joey Howell, Eric Smith with the basketball there, Clayton Stivers, and Tony Sparks. Sparks playing with those 3 personal fouls, the only man on the floor in foul trouble. Against the Pioneer zone. Howell will drive baseline, shut off.
Good patience by Findlay on the half court. Good patience.
Rainbow.
Count it. It may bring rain. Big basket with 3 for Howe.
28-19 now. Knight gets it down to John Handy off the glass. That is how Cal Hubbard wanted to start his second half, and that is how it transpired.
Yeah, they get a shot inside. They get a shot that they can hit a high percentage with as Handy gets it down low and gets the basket.
Sparks look for Stivers. It was knocked away by Hubbard. Knight works against Stivers. Tarva's inside and kicks it right back out. Hubbard drops it off nicely for Vaughn. Will it work? No. Rebound Smith or a jump ball. Smith had it, and so did Katarva. Vaughn was also there. Possession, though, in the hands of the Falcons. Just 96 students. I think they're all here. All 96 Findlay students have to be here. You couldn't get away with anything in that school. Everybody would know.
Well, this game is such a slow-paced ball game, and I really felt like that Findlay would want this game to be up tempo. They averaged 79 points per game.
Stivers couldn't get it. Smith is there. Yes.
That's pretty good offense, isn't it? When you've got somebody that can crash the offensive glass. The shot by Stivers outside, not there. Smith with a good offensive rebound. Smith now with 6 points in the ball game.
Hubbard's going to be off the mark. Stivers is running. Nice bounce pass to Sparks. Bad pass, but Stivers gets it. Doesn't get it down, though. That was a tough play all the way around. I didn't think that Stivers would catch the ball. I didn't think he'd make it. Woo! Brady Knight said, how about this one, Coach? Can we shoot from here?
Now, Knight stepped up and knocked down another big shot. U-High back to within 7. The biggest lead for Findlay was 9. See, Findlay's very, very patient. While they're being patient, they're taking plenty of time off that clock.
And they're also rested because, again, they played the last quarterfinal game on Friday. They were playing 3 games in a 26-hour period. That is a lot for any age group.
They'd like to play against the man-to-man, but U-High is playing all zone.
Did you see that pass by Sparks? Oh, Smith made it count.
But Smith was active, and Smith looks at his teammate Sparks and gives him that little finger, says, thank you for that nice look inside.
A little underhand scoop dish.
But you like to see that. You like to see players acknowledge to the player that's giving them that good pass.
Well, I don't know too many big men who can score without getting it delivered.
That's right.
Katarva will try. He won't buy. Katarva gets it back. He's got to go up against Smith. Not there. Vaughn had it, lost it to Sparks. Every time there's a rebound underneath, Sparks is there. Smith on the block. And he'll be fouled on the way up.
Smith, a good job. He runs the floor so well. As soon as he sees his ball club's got possession, he just turns and really runs the floor. See how Smith, he's the first one back. They deliver the pass to him. Hubbard gets the personal foul, slaps Smith on the wrist. Smith is going to go to the line in the ball game. Smith 4 of 9 from the floor. First opportunities at the charity stripe.
The road to the championship game for Findlay started last year in the Super Sectional. They were heavy favorites against Williamsville. They didn't get it done. They dedicated themselves to getting back here, and here they are.
Findlay's such a nice touch for a big guy at 6'7", 230 pounds.
That's Eric Smith's dad right there. He's not nervous. Missed that one. Coming away with it is Brady Knight. The Pioneers have to get some offense going, not just occasionally, but they have to get their offense settled. That's a nice move by Vaughn.
A good look inside. Vaughn with a pump fake and then the slam. And that's the kind of play that kind of ignites your ball club. That's the kind of play that U-High needed.
Knight hits the deck out front after some contact with Sparks. He was trying to put Sparks on the bench with his 4th personal foul. Well, previous to that slam, only Eric Smith had dunks down here in the Elite 8. Ball's headed out of bounds, saved nicely by Howell. Stivers, 4-3, yeah.
Well, Stivers is a good one. He can take you inside, also can take you on the outside. Stivers right there knocks down the 3. Now Findlay's up by 11 at 36-25.
So the big slam, but Stivers comes back and negates it. Fitzgerald in the ball game. Short. Ball tipped around. Tipped out nicely by Stivers. Eric Smith, 2-on-2, and he got it!
Stivers, Smith, once again, they hook up. Stivers, a great play to tip it out. Smith, the finish. He gets on a roll, and Smith hits the jumper. Smith with 11 points. Stivers with 13 for Findlay.
The Falcons are on fire. One of your network sponsors is Radisson Suites. The smart money is on budget. The smart money's on this guy.
Yeah, right there, Smith hits the jumper. How's the dynamic duo doing? Speaking of Stivers and Smith, Stivers 13, Smith with 11, so they've combined for 24 of the 38 points. Findlay has outscored the Pioneers 13-6 in the third quarter.
Well, you seldom see a 6'7", 230-pounder leading the break. Brady Knight misses everything. And Findlay's in danger of running away with this. Nice defense by Hubbard, who broke up that long baseball pass. The 2-on-2 situation. Knight all the way down. Nifty move.
Boy, slipped in nicely there. Knight now with 8 points. He and Vaughn lead the way, both of them with 8 points for U High.
You don't want to get down 13 or 15 in the championship game with 8 minutes left, because it takes you out of your game plan. Then you got to start maybe firing a few threes you don't want, which Cal Hubbard saw too much of in the first half.
Yeah, we're still in the third quarter. I don't think there's any need to panic. Hubbard with a nice steal on that play.
All the way down. He'll get it over to Fitzgerald, but he can't shake free. Allen was on it. Knight lost it for a moment. Fitzgerald really needs it, won't get it. And Eric Smith says, mine. He goes up so straight on those rebounds.
Well, Smith with six rebounds in the ball game, and this afternoon he had 32 points, 16 boards.
Stivers is fouled on the way up by Vaughn. Pete Vaughn will pick up the personal foul.
Boy, it's nice to have two players like Stivers and Smith on the inside. And Stivers, once again, has that ability not only to work inside, but also to work outside.
Guitarba will check back in. John Handy will go out. Fitzgerald will go out. Also coming in, James Abel for the Pioneers.
Yeah, U High, I think, still looking for that spark. Someone to ignite the ball club on that offensive end. I think Findlay's defense with Stivers out on top, out of that zone defense, has really created some problems. But a lot of standing on the offensive end by U High. If you get a little better ball movement, and when you move the ball a little bit better, I think you're going to be able to spring somebody open inside that paint area.
These guys just kill you from the stripe. When you're trying to catch up, inevitably you will foul one of the big men on occasion, and they nail you. There is Mr. and Mrs. Stivers. They'll be celebrating. If, in fact, Findlay can hold on. Knight down the middle, counting. He's been a big factor here in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice play by Knight. Knight now 5 of 10 from the floor. Knight's leading them in scoring. He's got 10 points.
Jeremy Chaney is in the ball game for Findlay, wearing number 14. That's him with the basketball right now. He's looking for Smith. He'll force it. Don't hit it. Tip. Smith is there. Lost the handle. Who's got it? Mr. Knight. Knight fakes the three. Gets his man in the air. Fires. And doesn't get it. Rebound Stivers. He just tipped it to himself.
Yeah, I see how the game's starting to be an up-tempo ball game, too. That's the pace of this game's starting to pick up.
I would assume that the Falcons will hold for the final shot with 25 seconds remaining. And the advantage at 11. Allen and Howell just play some catch and wait for the 10-second mark, and here we go.
I think you guys got to bring that defense out just a little bit higher. They've got to come out and try and get it in the trap. That clock's at 6 now. Jimmy Allen with the ball.
Chaney, jumper. Didn't get it, but oh, man, a foul on James Abel. And that's what drives coaches crazy. With 0.8 of a second left at the free throw line will be Jeremy Chaney. Doesn't average but 3 points a game, but one of the role players for Coach Mike Reynolds.
You know, we spend a lot of time talking about Stivers and Smith, but you know, I think Jimmy Allen, that little point guard, he's really he's the glue of the ball club. Isn't he in the backcourt?
Oh,
Does such a good job running the show. Knows who to get the basketball to, get it to the player that's hot. And if everyone falls back on the inside, he's the type of player that can hurt you from the outside. We saw that in the first half when he made 2 3-point field goals.
Since the super sectional, he scored 39 points, and of course he led the team in assists with 277 during the course of the year. So he's everywhere. And now Normal U High will huddle together for what may be the final 8 minutes of this game. They need to get some offense going and stop Findlay, because the Falcons lead at 40-29. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance.
We thought the engine had caught on fire.
The Toyota dealers of Illinois bring you this game summary. As you can see, Smith and Stivers doing deadly damage inside. 26 points and 14 rebounds. And they are also shooting well from the outside. Not so for Normal U High. I love what you do for me, Toyota. That was their game summary. Long jumper by Hubbard, not there. Knight got it. Boy, they needed that one.
Big basket that time by Knight. Hubbard missed the shot from 3-point range, and you know, when you look at what U High is doing from 3-point range, you know, they're struggling. They're now 1 of 11.
The advantage is in Findlay's hands, and it's in Smith's hands. Eric Smith.
Well, once he catches down low, he's almost unstoppable. He's got that nice post-up jumper, nice turnaround jumper. Smith knocks down another big basket.
He now has 13. There's Knight. And the Pioneers pass it around the perimeter. Hubbard, big 3.
When you just feel like the U High is going to make a run at it.
Yeah. Well, this afternoon, it looked like it was getting away from him in the semifinal game as Augusta Southeastern tied him at 43s, and then the Pioneers ran off 13 straight and ran away into the championship game. Stivers holding it high above his head. 6 minutes and 45 seconds remain. Last year it was Pittsfield. Who will it be this year? If it's Findlay, it'll be the smallest school ever, but they have to avoid turnovers like that.
Good defense once again, though, by U High.
Sparks checking back into the lineup. This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the written consent of Cost Broadcast Sales Incorporated is strictly prohibited. Knight's been a real key here. Going to try to drive past Stivers. Hubbard for another 3. No. Smith fouled from behind by Vaughn. Vaughn will pick up his second personal foul. As long as the big men for Findlay stay out of trouble, I'm going to give you fits.
Now, there's still plenty of time. 6:19 left of the ball game. Findlay, it appears to have a comfortable lead at 42-34, but I just have that feeling U High is going to make a run at it.
Long pass down to Smith. Head fake. No. Smith had the rebound, tied up by a hustling Katarba. If you try to wrestle away from Smith, you have to go to the chiropractor the next day. You're dislocated in several parts of your body.
Well, you got to really protect, because they're going to try and get it inside quick off of the pass by Sparks.
Howell threw it up. Not a wise decision. Vaughn was there to get a hand on it.
Not a good defense once again. See, U High's turning it up defensively. That's what gets you back in ball games.
Hubbard missed everything. Howell, probably the most surprised man on the court to get that easy of a rebound. Open in the corner is Sparks, but not for long as Katarba jumps out on him. And now 5.5 minutes remaining. Allen, yeah.
Oh, there he is. The little guy, Allen, set it up. But the big fellow, Eric Smith, stepped out and gave him a nice pick. Allen rubbed his man off the pick and then hit the jumper.
Yeah, if you can't see that pick, you're Mr. Magoo, right?
And you can't get through that pick either.
No way. Katarba driving baseline. He's got to get it up above Stivers. He does not. Here come the Falcons on the run. Allen just keeps that ball in his hand like it's attached there, doesn't he?
Look how low he keeps it. I love the way he handles the basketball.
Stivers inside, and we will have another foul on Vaughn, and there wasn't much else he could do because Smith had the body on him. He tried to get around from the outside to prevent the pass, but by then it was all too late.
You know, you always look to ball clubs and see who the leaders are on the floor. You know, and sure, Stivers and Smith, they're the marquee players. They're the dynamic duo. But I love the way Allen runs this ball club. I think good basketball teams have a good point guard, and Jimmy Allen is that.
Look at the touch. Look at the touch. That ball hit about 8 portions of the rim. That's a 6'7" man shooting with that kind of touch.
Now Smith and Stivers now both of them with 15 points each, so they've combined for 30 of the 45 Findlay points.
Katarba inside. He'll have to get this one. Doesn't. Rebound came down to Handy, or did Handy get on someone's back? He did. Neither team in the bonus situation as of yet. And we have got a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes and 38 seconds remain. Will Findlay hang on? One of your network sponsors is the Toyota Dealers of Illinois.
Down here on the floor, I have Brian Highsmith, who is the son of the referee you're about to take a look at, P.D. Highsmith, who's retiring after this game after 37 years. I understand you've been on a lot of those trips with him.
I've spent many nights on the road with him, probably 15 years.
And you came all the way from Oklahoma to be at this game.
Yes, sir, I did. I wanted to be there for that special event to finish his career.
Brian looks like he's doing a good job so far. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
P.D. Highsmith retiring after 37 years of officiating through grade school right up here to the pinnacle of the high school championship game. Back now to a couple of pinnacles on their own right, Jim and Greg.
And what a way to cap off his career with a Class A state championship game. And P.D. Highsmith just makes that call right there on that play.
And we were talking about Mr. Highsmith, and during that span of time, 2 turnovers for Findlay. Now, they have been known to turn it over under pressure. We saw that this afternoon as Benton came back, especially full court pressure. However, the Pioneers did not counter on the first turnover. Let's see if they can make good on this one. Fitzgerald, no. Rebound Vaughn, though. He's inside against Stivers. Couldn't get it to fall. Big miss. 2 trips down, coming away empty-handed. When you create the turnovers, you got to get something out of it.
Well, they didn't get anything there, and Stivers got another rebound for Stivers, 9 rebounds, and they got it in the hands of Allen. And when you do that, you know, I always feel like good things happen. I think you got to have a point guard. He just runs the show. He's cool, he's calm, and he's collected. Look at the pass right there.
Smith is fouled on the way up by Vaughn, who will pick up his 4th personal foul.
And another thing I like about this Findlay ball club, it's all business for them. You know, not much facial expression out there. They don't change any expression. All they do is just go about their business. And, you know, they're getting very, very close to a state championship. Coming into this ball game here, the state championship game, they had a record of 30-2, and number 31 will give them the Class A state championship.
And they get 1 point closer. And a lot of times that attitude comes from the small town atmosphere. There's not a lot of chucking and jiving and look at me. There's enough space for everybody to get attention. They don't have to do anything special and be extroverted for it.
Stivers kept it alive again off the missed free throw.
It's not looking good for the Pioneers. It is for the Falcons, obviously. Now they'll just play some keep away. Where they've been shooting free throws.
I think UI is going to have to get out of that zone. They're going to have to match up man-to-man. I really think they're going to have to go man-to-man. It's just, right now, Findlay's just taking care of the basketball, and UI is still sitting back in that trapping zone defense. I think they got to come out and pick up somebody man-to-man.
They're spread way too far out for a zone.
See, they're just whipping them with the passes. See how they're just skipping it over the top.
And there's the foul out front. Bob Fitzgerald will pick up the personal. Jim Allen, all of 145 pounds. As you see Cal Hubbard, Cal
15 years as the head coach, 3 years as the head coach at Normal. You know, a very concerned look on his face as that clock's starting to wind down now. 3:18. Jimmy Allen knocks in the free throw and with 9 points and also with 5 assists.
There is Mrs. Reynolds, Sue Reynolds, waiting to see her husband claim what few men get a chance to do, state championship. Are these guys ever going to miss a free throw? 49-34, big lead, 15 points. Andy, nothing. Vaughn scooting after it. Now we've got contact and traveling call. Traveling was the call.
I think he walked before he got there. I like the call. See, UHI's got to really turn it up right here on the defensive end. They got to let their defense create some offense. They're still trapping.
Don't forget, we'll name our American Airlines Player of the Game shortly, as well as show you our DuPont Player of the Game following this championship contest. Foul out front on Brady Knight. Yeah, Cal Hubbard's one of those coaches who didn't get the opportunity to stay at one place. He'd like to, but as you know, the state of education in a lot of states sometimes goes through a bad period with a lot of pig slips and cutting back, and he has been through the mill in that regard, but now he has found himself a nice home at Normal U.
I think Findlay's starting to feel. I think they're starting to feel that victory is very, very close in the state championship. Saw a little smile out of the face of Allen. He looked over to Smith, gave each other a little smile, a little wink. You know, things are going the way of Findlay here as we're down to the 2:51 mark.
Yeah, Fitzgerald and company feel just the opposite. Saw that look on Mike Reynolds' face a moment ago. He was, come on, let's go. We're nailing it. Biggest lead of the ball game, 17 points. It's all but history here unless a small miracle occurs via the Pioneers. On the drive, Knight is fouled.
Well, when you look at the numbers that Allen's been able to post for Findlay, you know, he's 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 5 in threes, 4 of 4 from the line, 12 points, and he's dished out 5 assists.
That bench wanted a championship when they came on this floor. This bench will have one. I hope he's not saying hi to my mom. I don't know if she's watching. Somebody in the crowd always does it, don't they? It's like TV tradition. Hi, Mom. They'll inbound out here now. Now they changed their mind.
Got the baseline, okay?
Howell inbounds to Stivers. And Allen will be fouled from behind by Fitzgerald. Well, it's all academic now, unless we have about 8 threes in a row.
UHI's got to continue to play like they're right in the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Game. You know, I didn't think the foul there was a good one by Fitzgerald. They're just battling right now. Findlay starts missing some free throws, and you know, maybe they can get right back in it.
Well, that's the key. But they're playing with so much confidence right now that I just don't see that happening.
You can see the look in Allen's face. Allen's 4 of 4 from the line.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe.
So you got to get a quick shot up here now. You got to get a quick 3 up now.
Hubbard will do the honors from inside and have it rejected by Stivers. Allen didn't want the fast break anyway. Now he'll throw the baseball pass to Stivers, to Smith, to Stivers. Count.
Oh, great look right there. Allen wanted Stivers for the lob. It wasn't there. Stivers gets it. Oh, boy, these guys can really move the basketball. This is an outstanding Class A team.
And this team has gotten better by the game. You can tell they've gotten better, especially in the games down here at Assembly Hall. Shot up and good. Dan Guitarba nailed that one. Of course, confidence is so much a thing, especially in sports. And you know, you get by that quarterfinal game, and your first ever Elite Eight appearance for the school. The Findlay fans are up and at 'em.
Well, and they brought a lot of fans down here too to cheer on their ball club.
And these two schools are really fairly close to Champaign, both within about 50 miles. So it won't take long to get home and potty. Hubbard contested out front, so Knight will take it. It's pretty much the way it's gone from the outside for the Pioneers. Turnaround by Fitzgerald.
I think they're going to get a quick timeout.
We've got a timeout on the floor. And again, we'd like to remind you we're going to pick our American Airlines player of the game, and we'll do that momentarily. And while we have a chance here, let us check out what's going on with Mr. Cal Hubbard and his team.
That means, yeah, Dan, you're the diamond man. You come up. Deal, I want you to dig, man. Look at the long pass and pick it off. You read where it's going. We got Bob and John and Brady. Guard somebody. As soon as the ball is inbounds, I want a quick trap. Don't let him split you. This man has got to flash middle. Danny, you're going to have to take sideline. We're looking for the long crossboard pass. Neil, that's yours. Yeah, we're going to throw it inside and then back out. Yeah. Let's quit coming down the floor. Bring it to the side. Inbound.
When we are down on the floor of Assembly Hall, whenever you're around the Vienna band, you're always having a fun time. Mike Reineken and his group have had this whole place rocking and rolling all weekend long. And what a great job they've done. Listen to the applause for their efforts. Just part of the championship atmosphere and America's original March Madness.
That Joe, man. He's our answer to Hammer, isn't he?
He is right about one thing, though. That Vienna band's pretty good, aren't they?
This
place has been rocking and rolling with them.
All part of the atmosphere at Assembly Hall. The 21st gathering of Class A teams and the state championship all but decided. But again, there is some time to play, 1:50. But Findlay's at the free throw line again.
Well, it's just been an outstanding weekend of basketball, too. You know, very well played basketball.
Sparks, who had 3 fouls and had to sit out in the second quarter, will play the duration. Boy, Stiver's still out there contesting everything. Vaughn. A lot of action underneath. Vaughn has it back. Now Handy with a little hook shot. Couldn't get it to fall.
Nice shot by Handy.
Handy dandy. 53-41 now. 12-point advantage for Findlay. Cal Hubbard calls timeout again, as he needs to. Now let's name our American Airlines American Eagle player of the game. And I know that Clayton Stivers has had an excellent game and an excellent tournament. Eric Smith has had an excellent game and an excellent tournament, not to mention having a lot of college scouts take notice. But this man we call the glue, Jim Allen, he is our player of the game.
Oh, I like the pick, too. Everyone talks about Stivers and Smith, as you were just doing, but Jimmy Allen, 12 points, 5 assists, 4 or 5 from the line. He's the floor general out on the floor. He runs the show, distributes the basketball, and the guys inside always appreciate a guard that knows how to distribute the basketball. And Jimmy Allen's had an outstanding tournament. He is the American Airlines American Eagle player of the game.
American Airlines and American Eagle, something special in the air. And before we get out of here tonight, we want to thank some people like Dave Fry, the Executive Director of the IHSA, as well as Don Robinson, the Associate Executive Director, and Jim Flynn, an Assistant Executive Director who we, the media, could not live without at the state tournament. That man has all the information at his fingertips.
And they've treated us very, very nicely this weekend in Champaign, and we thank all of them.
Findlay wants to party, and now we have a foul out front. Katarba tried to draw the charge, but Stivers instead will take a walk to the free throw line. The All-Stater heading to Northern Illinois. What a way to end your high school basketball career on top
with a state championship. There's only one Class A team in the state of Illinois that goes out with a win.
And again, Cal Hubbard had a point to make when he came down to state. He and his team did not think they got the respect they deserved. I think they got it. Maybe not in this game because the shots weren't falling and they couldn't work the ball inside by flashing across. But hey, second in the state, you deserve some respect. Stivers now at 18.
I think they've earned their respect this weekend in Champaign.
There's Clayton's mom. Hubbard the other way. Under a minute and a half remaining now. Hubbard will just fire. Ball loose. Hubbard's looking down. He finds Fitzgerald. They just can't find the hole. Handy tipped around and cleared out of there by Mrs. Stiver's son. Yeah, the stories and the feelings and the emotions that go behind. When you watch pro basketball and enjoy it for the beauty that it is, and college basketball, kind of lose track of where it all began. But here at Assembly Hall, you know that a mom and a dad is part of the story, and that's what high school basketball, especially Class A, is all about. And my favorite story, this whole tournament at the Super Sectional I covered in the Quad Cities, it kind of typified Class A ball. I saw a foul called, and one gentleman from the team that will go unnamed walked up to the official and said, "Sir, is that a two-shot foul?" And you don't hear "sir" to an official too often, but you should, because they're just as integral a part of the game as anybody else. 15-point margin, time ticking away. Fitzgerald can't get it. Stivers with yet another rebound.
That's 13 rebounds for Stivers, and Stivers put up some pretty good numbers too. 6 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 6 3-point field goals, 5 of 6 from the line, 13 boards, and 20 rebounds, or excuse me, 20 points.
3 men in double figures for Findlay. The aforementioned Stivers, of course, Eric Smith was 16. He was big early, and Jim Allen. Look at those smiles. Look at those smiles, huh?
I think that might be the winning team. Be safe, wouldn't it, to make that bet?
And someday, you know, when these kids grow older and they get into the adult world and things maybe not be going their way, they'll remember that smile and that feeling, and that'll help get them through. Back out front, as if they needed the basketball. They've got it back anyway. Allen will just play a little catch, and we're under a minute remaining before the Falcons say we are the state champions in Illinois. Now they're going to start partying. And rightly so.
Now, 16-point lead for Findlay.
And we'll see some substitutes coming in now. Michael Bean is coming in for the Findlay Falcons. Findlay will end this season with a mark of 31-2. The Pioneers an excellent 29-4. Checking out is Joey Howe. Now Allen's smiling. He was all business for a good portion of this game, but in the final 2 minutes, and checking out for Normal will be John Handy, as you see there, a dejected John Handy. Yeah, he wanted it. Everybody wants it. Winning is what this game is all about, but it's not the only thing you learn from it. The other way with 50 seconds remaining. Hubbard gets it blocked out front by Bean. Allen takes it, counts it. We're going the other way with Katarba. Vaughn gets to it.
Good look that time by Katarba inside. Vaughn gets the basket. Now we're down to 25 seconds in the ball game.
Oh, they called him for turning it over out front, so Allen with a rare mistake. You hardly ever see him make a mistake out there. I haven't this tournament anyway.
Yeah, I think where he's really giving his ball club a lift is he's giving it a lift offensively. He's got 16 points, averages better than 11 points per ball game.
Sparks is headed out, and the Findlay fans give him a round of applause. There you see him on the sidelines holding up the index finger. And that he is, #1 on this night in Champaign. I like the way he played basketball. Nails, he was nails. Look at Smith still fighting for the rebound, and we'll have a whistle and a foul underneath. Check some of these newcomers into the ball game. Brian Trutman in there, number 51, along with Jim Orsolak, number 55. Abel, who has played some of this game, is also in the lineup. But now, Clayton Stivers celebrates his last seconds of high school basketball.
And now they're proving they can show a little emotion too, aren't they?
They are. There you see it after the look of
very happy
so close to
Findlay basketball team.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Tom Mack in the ball game misses that shot. We're counting it down under 10 seconds. Greg Mitchell in the ball game. Number 20 turned it over. Also in there is Tyler Bradford. Number 34 checking in is John Pruitt. Number 40 in the ball game for Findlay is Dustin Pruitt. Number 31 we don't have on our roster. But I know he's a good kid. He's smiling. 61-43. This one seemed never in doubt. The shot is not there by Tom Feely. And with 3.8 seconds left, get ready for the roll. It's tough playing 2 games in one day, and sometimes your shooting is not all there, but for these guys, it was all there.
That tells the story right there. That's the story. Listen to their fans.
Well, their high school reunions are always going to be a little special. They'll have something to really talk about. There is Clayton Stiver's grandmother. She feels 18 again, I bet. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll go ask her. 1 second left now. 1 second left. U-High will inbound, and that's the way it will have gone down in the Class A state championship game in Illinois. Findlay is your state champion, 61-45. The picture tells the story. We don't have to say anything more.
Well, it was impressive, too, the way they were able to win the ball game against a very, very good U-High club that finishes the year at 29-4. Findlay, state champions, Class A, state of Illinois, record of 31-2 on the year.
Eric Smith is standing by with Joe Passion, and we'll go to him momentarily. They're going to have the trophy presentation. Yeah. Let's go to Joe and the big guy.
Well, we have been talking about Eric Smith throughout the tournament, and this has really been what a great experience considering the level of play you put on here this last couple days.
Yeah, I just come out here and try to do my best, and I mean, it's just teamwork, and that's what I call it. To win a state championship, I think that's what it takes, is teamwork.
And another one of the smaller sides of the big success story, Mr. Allen. Boy, I'll tell you what a great inside-outside team you two guys were. Tell us a little bit about the excitement you guys shared there on the sideline there toward the end of the game.
Oh, we just, all last year, everybody held up number 1. We weren't supposed to do it this year, but now we did it just because we knew we had the game wrapped up.
Let's get Mike Reynolds in here. Mike, come on over. Congratulations. I saw the intensity on your face throughout the game. It didn't see a smile on it until about the last couple of minutes.
Well, you know, I've seen big leads get lost before, and I just didn't want that to happen. These guys have worked so hard for this year and even years before that, and they just deserved it, and I'm really proud of them.
Congratulations, guys. Go pick up a trophy. All right, we'll send it back over to the announcers at half court to Jim and Greg.
The Class A season has come to an end on an up note for Findlay, maybe on a little bit of a down note for Normal U-High, but hey, they were here. They were looking at the mountaintop. It just didn't happen. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Our first award recognizes one of the competing team players, bench, coaches, and others at courtside. And this award will be presented by Superintendent.
Let's check out our DuPont Herbicides play of the game. It involved 2 key players for Findlay.
Well, and Eric Smith spoke of it's teamwork right there. A nice little dish inside. Eric Smith with a shot. He was the finisher. It was a nice look. Sparks with a dish. And Eric Smith, in visiting with Joe Passion, talked about it. It was teamwork. It was a very balanced attack. And they're the state champions, the Findlay Falcons.
The DuPont Total Post program, flexible control at a competitive new price. The Sportsmanship Award here looked like it went to the Sherrard Tigers. Now let's check our halftime game stats brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case. Final stats show that U-High shot for 31%, and that is the telling tale.
Yeah, that's the final stats. U-High just couldn't get it going on the offensive end. They really struggled shooting the basketball.
Congratulations to the
There's the Fairfield Mules coach. What a nice guy he is.
Been in the business a long time.
Yeah, he is.
Been very successful at Fairfield. You know, he comes from my hometown. That makes him a pretty good guy, doesn't he? He was an outstanding high school basketball player, too.
There's the governor of Illinois. And now let's go to Steve Adams and check in with more of his presentations. Well, Steve has just announced that the Findlay Falcons are going to be represented, I believe. Is this the Sportsmanship Award? I'm not quite sure. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, as we can see now. Presented by Jim Edgar. And as usual, Eric Smith does it in his humble self. Who, me? How did I do this? What a nice kid. If you can call somebody 6'7", 230 a kid, I guess not anymore, huh? The Sportsmanship Award to that man.
Yeah, Eric Smith, he's got a nice future ahead of him. Came in averaging better than 22 points per ball game in the state tournament. He sure didn't disappoint anyone that had the opportunity to watch him play.
And why he got that award is because of the way he handled himself on the court. Never did he question anything. Never did he go up to an opponent and give him an evil eye. He just played the game. Well, recapping this game between Greg Sterick and I, it started off like I thought we'd have a defensive battle. We thought we'd be maybe in the low 40s, but Findlay basically won the game, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong, defensively.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think Findlay's defense was tough, but also the dynamic duo, the Twin Towers on the inside. They controlled things on the inside. And, you know, Jimmy Allen, he had a big ball game. He really stepped up big with his offense production. He had 16 points in the ball game. And for U-High, when they go back, take a look at this ball game, I think they're going to see that where they really struggled was their half-court offense. They really didn't get much done out of their half-court offense. They were out of sync. The rhythm just wasn't there. Didn't get anything done on the interior. They had to live from the outside, and you know, you saw the numbers. They really struggled shooting the basketball. Shot about 38% from the floor.
Pioneers coming up and getting their second place desserts. Cal Hubbard, you saw a picture of his wife moments ago, and that's another part of the basketball story as Mr. Hubbard gives Brady Knight a big hug. A lot of time spent with these youngsters between coach and player, and when it comes to an end, it's not easy to say, see you later.
No, it's understandable why, when you look at U-High's players, that they're showing some emotion too. You know, you're supposed to be disappointed. When you're playing a big ball game like this, and, you know, you've got everything on the line, there's not one thing wrong with showing a little emotion and being disappointed. But when they have a chance to think back on the ball game, as days pass, they're going to realize what an outstanding basketball team they are and what a great year they've had also, Jim. Not one thing to be ashamed of. They were just up against a team that on this night was just a little bit better than they were. And Findlay, you know, they won in pretty convincing fashion, 61-45.
And the Pioneers started off the year by losing their first two games, and then they just got it together all the way up until this state championship game when Smith and Stivers and Allen and Howell and Sparks were just too much. Of course, Jeremy Chaney and Jason Tucker also saw some time off the bench, but the starting five, you talk about, they should go out and do something for one of those battery commercials, because they are very durable. If you can play 3 games, and they don't get a lot of rest on the bench, if you can play 3 games in 26 hours and win them all, you've passed the ultimate test.
Yeah, it's tough to be able to come back, but you know, Findlay, I really feel like, was the best basketball team in this tournament. You know, they had a tough ball game against Benton. Benton wins 3rd place. The Sons of Augusta, they finish 4th. But you know, Benton was a very talented basketball team too. You know, this was a good tournament. You know, everything went the way of Findlay, and they got it all done through just a lot of hard work. But they all, you know, this is a balanced team. You don't win with just 2 players. You don't win championships with just 1 or 2 players. It takes the entire team. Your coaching staff's a part of it. The community's a part of it. And for Findlay, enjoy it. Yeah. Celebrate. Oh, yeah. This is a big one for the community.
Yeah, enjoy this moment and don't let it pass for a while, because life can take you in different directions, but when you're enjoying a moment like this, just savor it as long as you can. Let's listen in on Steve Adams and the PA announcer as he presents the Findlay Falcons their trophy.
Manager John Neerum. And now at center court, let's meet the players. Number 4, Tyler Bradford. Number 10, Michael Beam. Number 12, Jim Allen. Number 14, Jeremy Cheney. Number 20, Greg Mitchell. Number 22, Joey Howell. Number 24, Tony Sparks. Number 30, Clayton Stivers. Number 32, Jason Tucker. Number 34, John Cruitt. Number 40, Dustin Cruitt. Number 42, Eric Smith. Number 44, Cameron Lawrence. Scorer, Gilbert Uphoff. And the superintendent of Findlay Schools, Ron Hash. And now for the trophy presentations. Presenting the second place trophy will be Mr. Newton of Carterville High School in Carterville. Will coach Cal Hubbard, and the captains of University High School of Normal, please step forward to receive the second place trophy. Congratulations to the pioneers of Normal University High School, this year's second place finisher. And now, presenting the state championship trophy will be Mr. Mitz. Will coach Mike Reynolds, and the captains of Findlay High School, please step forward to receive the championship trophy. And there it is. Congratulations to the Falcons of Findlay High School, this year's state champion in Class A.
We saw number 31, Cameron Lawrence, come into the ballgame. He wasn't on our roster. We wanted to recognize him. He's part of that team, too. One of your network sponsors is Milk and does a body good, and the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Back down on center court and bringing the, I guess you could call it, here at center court here as the high school basketball on the Class A level has come to a close. But of course, we've got another great basketball games coming up next week. Before we preview the AA tournament, let me turn it back over to Dick and Greg and Jim and maybe recap a highlight of theirs. And we've got, of course, a lot of big eyes here. Dick, yours, of course, being from Normal, this had to be a big one for you.
Well, the Pioneers had a great season, and those at Bloomington Normal were really excited about what U-High did. Sort of an unprecedented season because a Bloomington Normal team had not been to the championship game for 62 years. U-High falls short, but Greg, Findlay's Falcons, the smallest team in this field of 8, really did the job. Well, they may have been the smallest team in terms of enrollment, but they had the big guys on the inside. They're really and Stivers were the difference for Findlay. And Findlay is just an outstanding basketball team, and they deserve the state championship. There's a lot of good memories for me for the state tournament here this year, especially having the opportunity to watch the Benton Rangers play. I'm from the South, and I followed Benton. JoJo Johnson, he put on quite a show here in the state tournament. He's an outstanding basketball player, but the tournament, all the teams in the tournament this year, this was an outstanding field of Class A teams. Your thoughts, Jim?
A couple of impressions after Sherrard lost their opening round game. Of course, their first time they ever came to state. Gary Flecker had tears in his eyes. Why was he crying? He was crying for his kids. That's what this game is all about. The other impression that sticks with me is Eric Smith. We saw a boy become a man in 2 days, and that's a good kid anyway. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Well, congratulations to the Findlay Falcons for their triumph here. And, of course, my thanks for all of you guys for having a lot of fun out here. To Jim Albrecht over here on my far left and Greg Sterick in the middle, and, of course, Dick Lutke. I am Joe Passion saying so long from Assembly Hall in Champaign as the Class A Boys Basketball Championship in its 21st annual operation goes to the Falcons of Findlay, who will be always known as the biggest of the winners, even though they're, as Greg put it, the smallest of school enrollments. And join us next week here from Assembly Hall as we bring you the boys AA basketball quarterfinals, starting off with Thursday night's preview show. So long, everyone, and have a great week of basketball from America's original March Madness. Good, Joe.
Companies Insurance, bringing you state tournament action for more than 20 years. The dairy farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois, who remind you to drink milk. It does a body good. And Toyota, I love what you do for me, Toyota.